Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here again at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your weather hazard briefing for Southeast Idaho. This is for Thursday, February 24th, and more snow is on the way for the region, so let's take a look at that. Do have a quick storm system bringing that period of light to moderate snow into the region today. This is going to affect pretty much the entire forecast area. And what we're expecting is a dusting to 2 inches of snowfall pretty much region-wide, just about all portions of our forecast area over the course of the day. This is really going to focus, unless you're up across the central mountains or up near the Montana border, really the period of greatest impact is going to be from this afternoon into this evening for this snowfall moving across the region, and then we get this system out of here by later tonight. So pretty quick system, not terribly heavy amounts, but if you step down into the eastern Magic Valley, the lower Snake Plain, some of the adjacent highlands, a little bit more interesting situation possibly developing down in this area. We're looking at a 30 to 40% chance or so of maybe some locally higher snowfall totals down across this area, possibly up to 3 or 4 inches or so. There's a few different things going on meteorologically down in this area, possibly enhancing some of those snowfall totals, and we'll step through accumulations and timing and everything here in just a moment. So be prepared for possible slick road conditions. This does include the evening commute, and this is really for everyone across Southeast Idaho, even though we're focused in a little more narrowly on portions of the Magic Valley and lower Snake Plain. Everyone should bear this in mind if you're out traveling or commuting across the region today. So once we wrap up this system tonight, a break is expected here for a few days. High pressure building in with dry, quiet, low impact weather and a slow warming trend as we step from Friday into Saturday and then into Sunday, rounding out your weekend. So definitely very nice conditions compared to some of the incredibly frigid temperatures that we've had here over the last 2 days or so. Stepping into the weather risk outlook here, we're front loaded. We have that snow moving through the region today, and we have everyone lit up for a chance of at least some snowfall over the course of the day into early tonight. Again, mostly this afternoon into this evening is going to be the greatest impact period, particularly Southeast Highlands here we have marked for PM snow. Not really seeing much activity this morning down in that area. And cold temperatures continuing as well, particularly as you head out this morning, so do bear that in mind and bundle up. Stepping into Friday, we lose that snowfall. We kick that system out of here. Still some continued cold conditions, but we're going to be on that warming trend here slowly as we head from Friday into Saturday into Sunday. So it's definitely going to feel a little more tolerable out there as far as those temperatures and wind chills go. Starting to see a signal in the models when we get out to Monday, Tuesday, possibly another storm system coming into the area, and we'll definitely be digging into that in more detail here over the next couple of days. No watches, warnings, or advisories in effect across the forecast area this morning. We do have a special weather statement, just a bulletin that we put out this morning to help raise awareness for some of the slick travel conditions that are possible this afternoon, this evening, particularly from the eastern Magic Valley into the lower Snake Plain and adjacent highlands. You also see here wind chill advisories still in effect if you're traveling east into Wyoming, you're headed north up into Montana. Winds across our area significantly lower today than what we've experienced over the past couple days. We were seeing gusts the last 2 mornings, 30 to 60 miles an hour up across portions of the upper Snake, particularly near Blue Dome and up near Du Bois and the Spencer area. Not seeing that this morning, so that is really helping us out as far as keeping those wind chills in check this morning compared to what we've seen over the past couple days. Satellite view this morning across the region, you can see a little bit of this blue-purple shading here filled in across portions of Southeast Idaho, including the Snake Plain. This is a lower stratus cloud deck, and we're actually seeing a few snow flurries out of this deck of clouds, particularly last night, yesterday evening into the overnight hours. And then coming in on top of that, higher level clouds here streaming in across the north here as that system comes across the Canadian border and heads our way for today. Low temperatures as you step out this morning, still cold. These are actual air temperatures that we're forecasting this morning. Single digits here in the south, but below zero readings continue in some of our mountain regions, and particularly here across the Arco Desert into the Upper Snake and the Upper Snake Highlands. But again, much lower winds, really helping to keep those wind chill values down compared to the last couple days. So do bundle up, try to cover that exposed skin, and bear these temperatures in mind as you head out this morning. But we're certainly headed in a better direction temperature-wise as we step forward through the next few days. Okay, as we often do here ahead of these systems, we're going to try to time this out for you, and we've picked one of many different computer models we look at. Remember, these are not perfect. These are all simulations of what is yet to come, and they're not all going to perfectly capture the situation. This model in particular, this is the NAM Naster, the 3-kilometer NAM, we call it. Little overdone here as far as some widespread shading, some widespread snowfall indicated here, even as of 6 a.m. So don't focus too closely on exactly where each little echo or each little area of snowfall is hitting. What we're looking for here is general timing and general trends of the heaviest snowfall as we move through the course of the day. So let's kick it off here, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. By 9 a.m., we do see some of that darker shading moving into the central mountain region, starting to impinge into the eastern Magic Valley as well. So mid-morning, we may see snow showers initiate across this region. Should be pretty quiet, though, further east. Again, I think this model is overdone in showing this widespread shading here across the rest of the forecast area. Can't rule out a few light snow showers during the morning, but the main event is going to hold off till this afternoon. By 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. this afternoon, we are going to be seeing a much more organized corridor of light to moderate snow filling in across the Snake Plain, the eastern Magic Valley, down into the adjacent highlands here in the south. And you can see that showing up very nicely on this particular computer model here. So I'd say between about 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. is your start time. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Is your start time here for steadier snow down across this region. By 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., that general corridor continues. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock into the evening commute. We're starting to trend drier as you head out toward the Magic Valley and up here across the Central Mountains. Still maybe a few snow showers, but the most organized activity continues down across the far southern periphery of the Snake Plain into the southern highlands. So this is the area where we're expecting the greatest accumulations and the greatest possible impacts for the evening commute. 7 o'clock, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., we continue to diminish things from northwest to southeast, but still model showing some steadier snow continuing for places like Blackfoot and Pocatello down into the highlands. Finally, by 10 o'clock, 11, midnight, 1, 2 a.m., we're fizzling out those final snow showers here down across the south and east. So the system will be shutting down during the overnight hours tonight, and even earlier than that here up across the Central Mountains. Total expected snowfall here over the course of the day into tonight. Again, widespread dusting to an inch, maybe a dusting to 2 inches out there across the region. Here's your heavier shading. Again, this is that corridor that we're watching the closest for maybe some higher localized totals. So the eastern Magic Valley and the lower Snake Plain down near American Falls, Pocatello, and Blackfoot into all of the highlands here to the south and east of the interstate corridors. 1 to 2 inches very likely across this region, but may see a few amounts getting up to about 3 or 4 inches. And our guidance is indicating about a 30 to 40% chance of some of those higher totals working in down in that corridor. You can see percent chance or probability of exceeding 2 inches of snow or more is greatest down in that area I just mentioned, particularly in the terrain, but possibly into Blackfoot, Pocatello, American Falls as well. Elsewhere, very low chances of getting more than 2 inches out of the system. By the time we hit 4 inches, well, we're looking almost a 0% chance everywhere across southeast Idaho. We really don't have any model guidance that's screaming crazy accumulations. We're really not seeing anything calling for 4 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, but there's just a few things happening down here meteorologically, again, down from the eastern Magic Valley into the lower Snake that may cause some enhancement of some of that snowfall, maybe some banding, some heavier banding working into that area during the mid to late afternoon as well. So that's going to be our focus here for a few of those higher totals. So winter driving safety. This could be you. How do we feel about this, Southeast Idaho? Don't end up off the road. This is something that can very easily happen with very low snowfall amounts on the roadway. Cold temperatures are not going to allow for a lot of melting. The snow is going to be very light and fluffy, which means it'll accumulate quite efficiently, and roads can become slick. This is avoidable. Remember, slow down, reduce your speed, leave plenty of extra room between you and other vehicles, provide extra time to reach your destination. And if driving in the snow just isn't your thing, try to avoid travel during portions of the afternoon and evening, particularly if you see activity going on radar. So definitely bear these safety messages in mind as we go through the course of the day, and we can avoid having incidents like what is shown here in this picture. High temperatures today, cold, supporting those accumulations, generally in the teens. We do have some 20s expected here from the eastern Magic Valley east to Pocatello and down into some of the southern highland locales. Friday, very similar temperatures, teens and 20s across the region. Saturday on the left, Sunday on the right. Here's our warming trend. We start to see some upper 20s to near 30 on Saturday, creeping up the eastern Magic Valley toward Pocatello, and also up for Stanley and Challis and Salmon as well. And then over here on Sunday on the right, much of the region making a run at 30 or better for high temperatures during the afternoon. So definitely improvement there. And that's what we're looking at here over the next few days. As always, if you have questions, comments, concerns for us, please feel free to reach out. And everybody stay safe today and have a great Thursday.